Good morning, dear students. Before I begin my class, there's an announcement for you. Like 10 A students, 10 A students, and 10 B students, all are supposed to give your attendance in the single Google form that I have created for you. Shivam, I don't know why it's happening, but I think you should try from another device. And please do not give double attendance. Okay. Once you have selected, you submit the form, and then the result will come. Report will come to you, like your response has been recorded. Once this report comes to you, your response has been recorded. Your work is done. You don't go for double attendance. Okay, go for only single attendance. Only once you click, right, and then you will get a report. Your response has been recorded, and then your work is over. Then you can go back to YouTube class and join the lecture. Okay, so yes, thank you, Nandini. Okay, Saurav, Prashik, thank you. Good morning, all of you. And Shivam, you can try from another device. I hope it will be okay. Okay, you can try from another device. You can definitely select your name. Okay, there is not an issue in the form. It might be an issue with your device. Sometimes it happens. Okay, so you can try from another device, or you can try from another browser. Try from Google Chrome browser, not from your native browser. Okay, or you can also try from Microsoft Edge if you are having on your mobile. Okay, so dear students, uh, make sure that whoever has given attendance, make sure that whoever has given attendance is also attending YouTube class. It should not be like you have given your attendance and then you are not attending YouTube class. Okay, so let me begin. So as you can see here, okay, before I begin, can you please confirm with the text if I'm audible to you loud and clear? Please do confirm me with the text if I am audible loud and clear to you. And then I shall start my lesson straight away. Please give me your text. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. So now let me begin. Okay, so you see, dear students, I have already started this lesson, a letter to God, right? So here, Lancho has initially Lancho expected the rainfall because the his crop field became very much dry. Okay, it was desperately asking for the rainfall. Okay, then when initially the raindrops started falling, Lancho became very very happy. He was absolutely thrilled because he thought that his prayer for a rainfall has been heard by the Almighty God. That is why he has become very very happy. But afterwards, when raindrops have become hailstorms with big ice like ice like cubes have started showering on his crop fields and the neighboring area, his expectation became absolutely the other way around. His expectation became a disappointment, right? And then he started feeling disappointed because all his crops had become damaged. Initially he was happy that he went to compare the hailstorms with silver coins, right? Silver coins. As you can see here, he is comparing the big drops are 10-cent pieces and the little ones are 5. Means the big drops of hailstorms he compares with 10-cent pieces. 10 cent means it's a unit of, it's a currency. Okay, cent like we have in India. Paisa, like in US it is cent. Okay, and little ones are 5. The little hailstorm drops are the little raindrops, you can say the little raindrops. These aren't raindrops, these are new coins. He compares the raindrops with coins. The big drops were like 10 cents, where the small one, little ones, he compares with 5 cents. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers draped in a curtain of rain. But suddenly, strong wind began to blow, and along with it, with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. And this is where dear students, this is where he started becoming a very disappointed, very disappointed. He started becoming disappointed only when strong wind started blowing, and with these hailstorms began to fall. This truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys exposing themselves to the rain ran out to collect the frozen pearls. For frozen pearls here refers to as hailstorms. Initially, hailstones they did not understand. They did not realize. Lench and others did not realize that hailstones are going to be so very much destructive for their crop fields, okay, or paddy fields. But eventually, when hailstones did not stop, it rained on and on and on his crop fields. Only then his expectation turned out to be a disappointment. But till that time, he considers hailstones to be frozen pearls. Okay, see the stones have been compared, hailstones have been compared to pearls here. Okay, pearls. So you can imagine that he was so happy, but gradually his happiness turned into despair. Okay, you can see here it's really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. I hope it passes quickly. Now he has started getting the hint that he is, these hailstones are going to definitely cause some havoc on his crop field. It did not pass quickly. The hailstones did not stop quickly. For an hour, the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. So, for an hour almost, the hillside for an hour almost, the hail rained on the house, continued to rain on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white as if covered with salt. The field was absolutely white, covered with salt. Okay, salt means it was covered with white hailstone, so that is why it is said like it's compared to salt. The field was entirely enveloped into hailstones. Okay, not a leaf remained on the trees. Everything's destroyed, uprooted. All the plants were uprooted. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lancha's soul was filled with sadness. So when the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, "A plague of locusts." This is important, dear students. A plague of locusts would have left more than this. He's become so disappointed that he says, locusts. Locust means insects. Okay, insects which cause some damage to the crops actually. So he said, even a plague of locusts would have left something for me, but hailstones did not leave anything for me. Everything is destroyed. The hail has left nothing. This year we'll have no corn. That night was a sorrowful one, all our work for nothing. There is no one who can help us. We'll all go hungry this year. Okay, now let us find out what happens afterwards. Okay, what happens afterwards. Okay, uh, okay, okay, so okay, so dear students, let's continue with our lesson. You can see here, but in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God, right? But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house, in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. So everything is destroyed. So only one hope is left. That is that is helping, taking help from God, asking help from God. Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. Now he got some kind of inspiration from inside, right? Lancho gets some kind of inspiration from inside. Okay, his soul told him, okay, he got the he came to the consciousness. His inside told him not to be upset, not to feel upset about it. He says that no one dies of hunger. Okay, even though it's a great loss, but he is consoling, comforting himself, saying that no one dies of hunger. Somewhere or the other, things will come up, and I shall do something. I shall not die of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. That's what they say means it's a proverb. Okay, it's a proverb. It's a common saying in the village. It's a common saying in the society that no one dies of hunger. Some way or the other, they will get work. All through the night, Lancho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. All through the night, all throughout night, what happened? Lancho thought only of his one hope. What was the one hope? The help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. Okay, that is very important, dear students. You can see this particular sentence is important. Try to understand this. Okay, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. So, only one hope that is left with Lancho is to ask for help from the Almighty God, whose eyes, means the eyes of God, can see everything. The eyes of God can see everything. Okay, he everything is visible to him. Therefore, he says that God will certainly help me. Even what is deep in one's conscience, means even what is going on in your mind, what is inside your mind, what you are thinking about in the bottom of your heart, is something what is also known to God. Okay, it's not that God can only see; he can also understand what is going inside you, what kind of thought you are involved into, is something what God is also able to understand. Okay, therefore he has only one hope, that is help of God. Okay, so let's find out what kind of help he expects from God, and does God really help him out in his firm conviction that the Almighty God will certainly help him, help everybody. Okay, let's find out. Lancho was an ox of a man. Lancho was an ox of a man. Ox of a man is a metaphor, dear students. Ox of a man means Lancho has been compared with an ox. Means Lancho is very, very strong physically. Okay, like an ox. So Lancho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. Okay, still he knew how to write. Okay, even though does not have much of education, he is a farmer, you can say, but still he knows how to write. The following Sunday, the next Sunday, what happens? At daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. It was nothing less than a letter to God. So he decided to write a letter to God the next morning. Okay, as soon as the day broke on Sunday, he began to write a letter which he thought to carry to the post office and post. It was nothing less than a letter to God. And what does he write? He writes, "If you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm." Because the hailstorm, he says, right? Because the hailstorm. So let's find out what does he write. He says that he tells the Almighty God that if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry. And then he goes on to say that he needs 100 pesos. Pesos means it's a currency like 100 rupees. You can say it's a currency of that particular country. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field once again and to live until the crop comes. Okay, because crop crop is planted today, so it will come after 8 to 10 months. Okay, so I need to survive till the crop comes, right? That is why he says I need 100 pesos so that I can sow my field once again, and I can survive till the crop comes up, right? Because the whole storm, hailstorm has taken everything away from me. Then he wrote to God on the envelope. Okay, then just a minute. Then you can see here. Um, he says I need 100 pesos in order to solve, okay, up to hailstorm. Then he wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled went to town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox, right? So it's very funny. He doesn't know where the Almighty God lives, but like a human being writes a letter to another human being, the same way he has written a letter, but there is no address. It seems he has dropped it. It shows he has tremendous faith for God. Actually, he has immense faith for God. He has tremendous faith for God. That is what is indicated by the writer here. Okay, he cannot write to God, but a letter to God means Lancho has profound faith in God and the God's ability to help human beings, okay, every time. That is why he has written a letter to God, and he is so innocent. He placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. One of the employees was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Then one of the employees who could see that, who was also a postman, he just laughed it out because nobody is seen to be writing a letter to God. So that is why he was just laughing, and he has taken this particular letter of Lancho to his boss, that is the postmaster. Then postman says never in his career as a postman had he known that address. He said, in my long career, the postman says, in my long career, I have never I have never heard about this address. The address means the address of God, actually, what is written on the post office. Okay, I mean, on the envelope. The postmaster, a fat, amiable. Amiable means friendly and pleasant. The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow, also broke out laughing. The postmaster also could not help laughing, so he also broke out laughing. But almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter, starting up a correspondence with God." So this is the postmaster's reaction. Okay, postmaster's reaction was, he said, "What a profound faith this fellow has on God. I wish I had the same faith like Lancho, okay, who wrote the letter." Okay, and then he said, "See, he has started writing to God. Means he has started making correspondence with God." Okay, so postmaster, this is postmaster's reaction. So if any question comes, how does the postmaster react on reading the letter, on seeing the envelope of Lancho? Okay, then you have to write this particular part, okay, from this paragraph, right? Okay. Um, okay. Okay. Yes. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. Now, the postmaster did not want to break the faith of Lancho on God. That is why he has come up with an idea, because he knew that the letter is not going to go anywhere, because there is no address. There cannot be any address of God. Therefore, the postmaster knew that the letter is not going to be sent anywhere, okay, because God does not have any specific address, okay. Therefore, he has thought of a plan. Why he has thought of a plan? Because he wanted to help Lancho restore or retain his faith, profound faith on God. That is why he did not want to disappoint Lancho. That is why he has come up with a plan. What kind of a plan did the postmaster come up with? Let's find out. But when the postmaster opened the letter, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill. Okay, he needed something more than just goodwill. ink and paper. Okay, because if he writes back to Lancho, that will not serve the purpose, because Lancho has asked for 100 pesos in his letter to God. Therefore, he needs to contribute something, okay, along with the letter to Lancho. Only then Lancho can have faith on God, right? Only if he writes letter without any money, then money inside the envelope. In that case, and in that case, Lancho's faith on God cannot be restored, right? That is why he has come up with a plan. What is the plan? But he stuck to his resolution. Resolution means he was very much determined to help Lancho out. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary. So, dear students, if any question comes, please write, like, how does the postmaster manage to contribute to Lancho? Okay, Lancho, right? So you have to write like this. The postmaster asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. Right? So, this is what the postmaster did in order to collect money for Lancho. What he did, he first asked his employees, that is, post office employees, to contribute some money. He himself also gave considerable amount, and then he asked his friends outside the post office also to give something for an act of charity. And this is how he could gather, he could collect some handsome amount, and then he will insert this money, insert this money inside the envelope and send it to Lancho, right? It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, but because 100 pesos is a lot of money, so he could not gather or piece together so much of money. Therefore, whatever amount he could collect, he passed it on to Lancho. So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. Okay, so only a little more than half. It means it could be 60 pesos or 70 pesos, right? Because Lancho asked for 100 pesos, so little more than half means it could be 60 or 70 pesos. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lancho, with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature God. Okay, so in order to restore, or in order to sustain Lancho's faith on God, in order to sustain Lancho's faith on God, what did he do? The postmaster inserted the money that he collected from his colleagues and from his friends inside the envelope, and he himself wrote a reply letter to Lancho of his letter, and then he has posted the letter, right? Posted means it was given by the postman. Okay, so dear students, till this paragraph, let me continue. Okay, see here, there are some oral questions which you need to answer. Who or what did Lancho have faith in? What did he do? Who read the letter? Who read the letter? What did the postmaster do then? Okay, so postmaster do then is this one, this part, this pink part is your answer, right? Okay, next, the following Sunday Lancho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. Okay, the following following Sunday, what happens? Lancho came to the post office and asked if there was any letter for him. Okay, might be that time letter was not delivered to home, or might be Lancho was not having patience enough to wait for the letter to be delivered at his doorstep. So that is the reason, exactly why. I mean, it can be anything. Either the doorstep delivery was not available at that time, or Lancho was not having patience enough to wait for the delivery of the letter at his home. Therefore, he came down to the post office to ask for his letter. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. So, whenever Lancho came to inquire about his letter the following Sunday, the postman handed the letter to him, saying that yes, there is a letter from God for you. And then, when the postman was, communicating this thing to Lancho, postmaster was just looking, experiencing the contentment, happiness of a man who has performed a good work, looked on from his office. He was looking from his office. Lancho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence. But he became angry when he counted the money. Lancho immediately opened the envelope and started counting the money. And he became angry on God after counting the money. Why? Because it was just more than the half. It was just more than the half of what he has demanded from God. And God sent him less than what he expected, what he wanted. Therefore, Lancho became very, very angry. God could not have made a mistake. Okay, and he was not actually angry on God, he was angry on the post office people. Why? Because he said God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lancho what he had requested. He had such a profound faith on God that he thought that he came to the conclusion that God might have given him 100 pesos what he had expected, what he had requested, but it's the post office employees who have stolen the rest of the money. That is what he thinks. That is why he has got angry, not on God, but on the post office employees, because he thinks that the post office employees might have robbed him of 30 pesos. Okay, 30 pesos. God is neutral, God is helpful, God cannot send him anything short of what he had expected or what he had wanted. Immediately, Lancho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. Immediately, Lancho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow. Just a minute, students, you please go through this paragraph. Okay, so immediately Lancho, when he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. It said, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest since I need it very much. Then he writes a reply letter to God because he thinks that God has given him 70 pesos. Okay, but don't send it to me through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Okay, bunch of crooks means the post office employees are not reliable. Okay, you do not send through the post office. Okay, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest since I need it very much, but don't send it to me through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lancho. Okay, Lancho writes a letter, reply letter to God, right? He does not have faith on post office employees. He thought that post office employees have taken 30 pesos away from the 100 pesos. Okay, that is why he has got only 70 pesos. But in reality, it is not so. God cannot reply to him. There is no specific address of God. But the way he had reacted is something which thinks that Lancho does not, which means that Lancho does not have faith in humanity, okay, or human beings. Lancho has faith only on the Almighty God. He does not have faith on human beings. Okay, this is what is obvious from his statement, from his thought, from his letter, reply letter to God. Right. So this is how we the first lesson comes to an end. This is how the first lesson comes to an end. Before we proceed to the second lesson, dear students, this is how it comes to an end here. So we got to practice some of the questions which are given and the grammar exercises that are given here. I shall forward you the soft copy of the book so that you can do at home. Okay, so uh, this textual exercise I shall give you, of course, but the rest of the extra questions which are there, you have to write on your English notebook. Okay, the extra questions. NCERT solution is something what some of the questions, important ones, certainly give you. What you need to do is for the next class, you have to work out on your English notebook some of the, like see here, these things you don't need to work out on English notebook. This spelling exercise, grammar exercise, and all that matching exercise. Only the question answers you need to write down on your English notebook. Okay, grammar things we can do at home also. Like you can go for the physical books now. Okay, you can go, you buy the book, and with pencil on the book you can work this out. Right. You can work this out with pencil on the book itself. Only the question answers you shall write down on your English notebook. Okay. Yes. Who is Solak Trivedi? What is your doubt? Tell me. What is your doubt? You please make a Gmail ID in your name only, not in your father's name, or in your mother's name, or in your sister's name, brother's name. Okay, you need to make a Gmail ID in your name only and log on to the Google Classroom as well as on YouTube. Right. So, what is your doubt? Just text me your doubt. Okay. Okay. If you can hear me, kindly text me. Yes, just text me yes. If you can hear me, just text me yes. Okay, thank you, all of you. Thank you so much for being there with me all throughout. So let's wind it up today. Next class, we shall discuss some of the grammar part from this lesson. Before heading towards the next lesson, first we shall discuss some of the language items from this lesson. And I shall give you the extra question on Google Classroom. You please work it out on your English notebook. But before that, you write down the NCERT solution, which shall be forwarded to you with a link from my website. Okay, and after that I shall give you some extra questions. Right, so tomorrow on the live class we shall be discussing about the language exercises given in this chapter. Right, so thank you dear students, bye bye, take care. And if you haven't given your attendance, you please try once again. Okay, attendance will remain open. Okay, so but make sure that you don't give double attendance. Right, bye bye, take care, and have a nice day.